The cosmic mother dragon appears in her triple solar Raisha Merida Guinevere Brigid form when encircling the planet with her silvery Ouroboros line, emanating silver-white flames from her Alesa sun consciousness streams, which appears to reconfigure the distortions of artificial holograms and reversal blueprints. As she ignited the Avebury umbilicus with her massive Bethlehem star of silvery white flames, the tri-waves of braided silver and gold pulsed through the dragon lines, which intersected with the floating bridge or blue rainbow arc above Mount Kailash. This seems to be the primary focus of building the recent Holy Mountain architecture for seating several new rainbow arc bridges uniting with the Universal Diamond Gateway, a type of cosmic Christ consciousness distribution center in which different star patterns that are connected to the returning Ascended Master Rishi Raisha identities can heal their light body and reunite with their spiritual sun star home and divine counterparts. White Queen Brigid. The goddess of the Holy Swan, White Queen Brigid, as a Mary Magdalene Grail Maiden solar dragon of Eira, is one section of the Cosmic Mother's White Diamond Sun Trinity that unites the triple solar Raishas Merida Guinevere Brigid. This is being retrieved for the seating of the Bride of Christ architecture throughout the Albion network, which includes the magnetic field restoration of her Holy White Swan consciousness body in Avebury Hinge. Through restorations, it was revealed that Avebury Hinge and Stonehenge were instrumental in supporting the NAA death cult worship of assorted Black Dragon Archon imposter spirits, forming the lunar force hierarchies running inverted magnetic force patterns of the Dark Mother global network. Through Guardian Host projects, the return of the Bride of Christ includes the restoration of Solar Dragon Queen Merida's White Rainbow Peach Solar Dragon, seeding into the 11th dimensional Stonehenge Stargate. The symbolism of the Holy White Swan in Oriental philosophy also represents the sound tone in the Sanskrit word Aum, or Om, which is the symbol of the entire process of creation in the cosmos. During Guardian-hosted grid projects, the Holy Risen Cosmic Bethlehem Lady, assisted by Brigid's Holy White Swan in Cosmic Mother's Solar Dragon, started to appear in through Cygnus constellation and the Cassiopeia reclamations during Electrical Peak cycle. The return of authentic Ascended Masters. There have been Guardian projects directing gold silver eggs and gold silver energetic current through the main twinned dragon Ouroboros lines that run from Avebury, linking throughout many mountain ranges across the globe. There are Starry Night Dark Firmament connector points from the Rasha body linking into constellations of stars that form into a cosmic Christos sun-star network in Canopus and Sirius for unifying the solar Rishi Raisha template. The primary focus is building the Holy Mountain architecture for seating several Rainbow Bridge arcs for returning Ascended Masters or Yanas, a type of cosmic Christ consciousness distribution center in which different star patterns that are connected to the Ascended Master Rishi Raisha identities can heal their light body and reunite with their spiritual sun-star home and divine counterparts. This is the architectural preparation for integration of Paleodorian Rishi Raisha identities throughout the 12 evolutionary rounds, which collapses the Paleodorian cell of personal Christ identities in order to generate the cosmic star-human starborn expression of authentic Ascended Master templates. Some of the Ascended Master embodiments began to surface earlier this year during the Epiphany window of January 6th, when the solar Rishik Masters connected to the stars in Orion's belt began to make themselves known as the Three Wise Men, further explaining their connection to Fisher King divine masculine archetypes. The Fisher King archetype is the Magi Grail King Guardian who holds and protects the cosmic records of the creation, the High Melchizedek priest that embodies and holds the spiritual knowledge of the soul's evolutionary purpose throughout time, as connected to his land's tribe or lineage. Due to the severe wounds of the Fisher King, exacerbated by his inability to join in hierogamic union with his beloved solar female counterpart, he is effectively maimed with such grievous injury that he cannot fully heal himself. Therefore, as he suffers from deep spiritual injury, all that is living and natural in his kingdom, along with the collective human tribe under his auric stewardship, also suffer greatly, as the woundedness becomes like an increasingly painful disfigurement. The spiritual disfigurement leads to disease, which starts to take hold and become infiltrated by parasites and his worst enemies, as they stand on his shoulders and pretend to be him, but in the process are sucking him dry as spiritual impostors. Thus, the returning ascended masters point to the fact the Fisher King's profound spiritual woundedness is the reflection of not only what has happened to them during the Dark Eon, but to all of the human race collective consciousness. The Fisher King is a creation archetype connected to the Celtic Druids of the Arthurian Grail lineages in the 11D Essene tribe incarnated in the United Kingdom landmass. The soul wounds we carry have closed down our true divine nature, and each of us must choose to place effort in order to heal ourselves from our personal traumas and emotional injuries, to open our sacred crystal hearts and reveal the true spiritual purpose and destiny in which we are serving the cosmic order. Planet entered the cosmic energy cycle, where we have been reconnected with the sun-star network of the eternal cosmic Christos consciousness. And this is what the Ascended Masters and Fisher Kings desperately require to finally heal themselves from their terrible wounding. As when they are reconnected to the cosmic Christos and fully healed when rejoined with their divine counterpart, the hierogamic union extends their perfected rainbow aura of ascension to nourish and heal the lands and the tribes of humanity under their energetic stewardship. Remember that in this context, the Magi Grail King is not a tyrant ruler, but an embodied ascended master, Solar Dragon King. The rich Fisher King, who flows cosmic consciousness intelligence and an abundance of golden chalice frequencies of the rainbow crystal rivers and Azothian flows which nourish and heal all of life. Bestowing divine blessings held in the benevolent love and compassion in the emerald crystal heart of the Solar Rishik High Priest King, who is at one Aten body with God and serves and protects his angelic human tribe and lands. The Christos Rainbow Masters have been instrumental in the reclamation of Orion's Belt, Alnilam Star, and Pegasus constellation, and are currently working with Emerald Guardian Christos teams to rehabilitate planetary grid systems from assorted AI red wave damage, whereby they express, as the Ascended Master Fisher Kings are finally healed and reunited with their divine counterparts, that it is the time to reveal the impostors that have pretended to be them, or have used their ancient wisdom teachings of the Law of One to abuse spiritual power in order to gain control over others. Thus, through their gentle nudge, they have been pointing to the first Ascended Master teachings that were introduced to the world in recent times, through the books that formed the Theosophical Society by H.P. Blavatsky, along with many offshoot branches such as Guy Ballard's I Am movement. These teachings became the precursor of several New Age religions, some tragically developing into harmful mind control cults, and thus were aggressively targeted and hijacked by NAA forces in order to derail, attack, confuse, and discredit many golden nuggets of truth contained in the wisdom teachings. Please be made aware that this is not to demonize or accuse anyone, as this fact has been expressed with deep loving compassion and understanding for the plight of humanity under targeted spiritual attack by anti-human entities. Many people that have connected with the Ascended Master teachings in the New Age movement were and are under the harmful influence of mind control manipulation from fallen entities. Yet many of those individuals were doing the best they could with what they knew at that particular stage of evolutionary development. Thus, there has been focus upon the previous timelines with Luciferian Enki infiltrations connected to the ancient wisdom sourced from the Tibetan and Kashmiri masters of the Eastern philosophies connected to esoteric Buddhism, who are revealing themselves as genuine rainbow guardians of the cosmic intelligence repository of founder records. These particular masters deposited their cosmic consciousness knowledge into the hologram of the planetary grid network in the form of termas, which are mandalas, symbols, crystal keys, and coded light imagery that is utilized to transmit or unlock intelligent consciousness information stored by that master for his particular lineage, adepts, and spiritual students. Termas transcend time and can happen in the current lifetime or previous lifetimes, depending on genetic relationships, personal blueprint, and spiritual mission, whereby the cosmic rainbow ascended master can relay hidden spiritual information and direct it to whom he chooses worthy or ready to receive such intelligence. These particular histories surfacing now are directly connected to the genetic records of Essene tribes 8 and 9, who were tasked for DNA embodiment assembly of Paleodorian star seed imprints from Sirius B, going back to the Orion Wars. Thus, many of the Indigo Grail lineage are sourced from Blue Flame Melchizedeks and Sirius B Maharaji lineages that were protecting inner Earth portals and Syrian crystal temples from the time of 8D Orion invasion, approximately 208,000 years ago. The Grail lines of Essene tribes 8 and 9 were the ancient builders of advanced civilizations in the East that have been long forgotten. Their genetic histories are translated and connected to the earliest forms of Buddhism that originated in the regions of China and Tibet. These Essene tribes practiced an extension of Law of One in the purest form of what is considered to be contemporary Buddhist philosophy, that which radically predates the Bon religion, Tibetan Buddhism, or Tantric Vajrayana, hierogamic diamond body, Buddhism, and appears to exceed beyond the Ascension Timeline rebellion of 22,000 years ago. Some Tibetan masters have retained this specific spiritual knowledge by remaining in hiding, yet they still live in isolation in the Kunlun, Mount Kailash, or Kashmir regions, as true bodhisattvas of compassion, quietly meditating on cosmic rainbow body consciousness for the liberation of humankind. Genetic clearing of 9D Tibetan master teachings. As more of the authentic ascended masters are returning and revealing themselves, it has catalyzed an intense purging of falsified ascension teachings and cloned holograms that are genetically connected and sourced from the authentic Tibetan masters, who are the genuine source field of universal truth as the cosmic consciousness holders of those particular ascension teachings. As discussed previously, Guardians were cleaning out the Dath world built as a black phantom heaven, and many AI brains of fallen ascended masters were discovered to be interconnected into shared neural networks to generate an extremely powerful AI hive mind, running the entire Dath system. The Chohan Tibetan masters of the Theosophical movement, and some that are popular in the New Age material, had cloned energetic signatures of their consciousness or rainbow body placed inside black cathedrals. This was an artificial construct for NAA forces to wear the ascended master body parts and appear as them, to manipulate channelers and others that have past lives connected to these particular masters' lineages. Since this discovery, there has been an all-hands-on-deck level of interdimensional Guardian Christos teams working to locate and retrieve the fallen Melchizedek ascended master consciousness and make corrections to the genetic keys, clearing out miasmatic impacts, ancestral records, and corrupted timelines with red wave or other infiltrations. This event also brings rapid solar initiation, in which those ascending groups connected to these same lineages are detoxifying miasmatic loads of artificial red wave spectrums and other artificial frequencies that carried false ascension or New Age overlays. Guinevere's Ariana's plasmas. Additionally, the triple solar goddess emanation of Merida Guinevere Brigid are preparing for the seeding of King Arthur's divine counterpart, Queen Guinevere, onto the earth, in which the building of her crystal cathedral networks to anchor the Arianas or Arianas, flowering Sophianic plasma fields. These are designed to restore the cosmic Amoria shield in the emerald crystal heart networks, which hold the Edenic blueprints, transmitting through the cosmic spirit suns of Arianas, which are being reunited with the Ascended Master's Yana's Aten God body. See Solar Dragon Queen Merida and White Queen Brigid.